Hey there! So today I'm bringing you, like a review or an overview of two flashlights that I recently bought because I believe these are eventually great EDC flashlights and I want to use them and I wanted to show you because, you probably already know some of them earlier interactions, but now I will want to show you how these flashlights have evolved. And by the name GT Nano, you already know that I'm talking about Lumintop GT Nano, which was a flashlight released some years ago. I don't know when it was the first one, but it was a small flashlight that it was like shrinking from the Lumintop GT and then the GT Pro and all that stuff, and then it came down to the GT Nano, which was like a very small flashlight. And it evolved, it had some changes, and probably these are some of their perfected forms for me. That is the reason why I bought them, and that is the reason why I want to show it to you. They were bought in different stores. First of all, the GT Nano, it was the V3. It was bought in an AliExpress store. And the GT Nano Pro V3, it was bought from Neil's Gadgets. You can find the links down below, non-affiliates, and it was bought by me, so not sent by the brands for review, just for you to know. And now I will show it what the boxes have. Quite similar, but small difference between them. So this was the GT Nano V3, like quality control best. The flashlight, of course. And then the user manual. This is an extra. So this is something that these new flashlights can be bought with, and I bought them with these batteries with more capacity. So 700 milliamps, that goes a bit higher than the 10440 batteries with 320 milliamps, and of course they will go much higher than these small 10180 batteries with 80 milliamps that made the Nano true nano flashlight. But I bought them with these batteries and also the tube. The flashlight, the package came with this USB-C charging cable, small one, because this is a rechargeable flashlight. And it also came with a lanyard, generic one, two O-rings, then a split ring that you can put in the tail. Here you have a lanyard hole or a split ring hole, and you can also use it with this clasp here. Quite a good one. But let's put this aside and let's just keep this and the user manual. And now this is the GT Nano, so single LED. It is an Osram LED. I'm going to zoom it in. An Osram LED. And now I will show you the GT Nano Pro that came from Neil's Gadgets. So packaging was a bit different, but it just didn't include a charging cable, but I have so many that I don't actually care. Again, a generic lanyard here, split ring, O-rings, and clasp. So everything was similar. And I also bought these as an extra because I wanted the GT Nano Pro to be used in a bigger form. Inside both of these flashlights have another battery. I'm going to try to hold this on here. They both have, this is a protection. They also have this 300 milliamp battery with 2080 and it's a 300 milliamp battery. Let's just compare it with the 10440. So this is a smaller battery with, of course, different discharge capacity eventually. This is a high drain, but then it has the almost the same milliamps, almost the same capacity as this bigger one, but in almost half the size. So it makes a difference when carrying the flashlight, and I will show it. Sorry. Just tying this. Okay, let's put it ready here, and I am going to unscrew this here. Protection. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you how to use the bigger battery. So you have to use the smaller tube that comes with the V3 versions, and then you have to use the bigger tube so that it can be used. So this is how they look like. I will put this aside and I will put this aside, and meanwhile I'm going to show you the regular GT Nano, the first version, because I also have it here. I bought it a while ago. So this is the GT Nano with an 10180 battery, so a bit smaller than the most recent one, with a battery that has a lot more capacity. This also has an Osram LED, but comparing with the GT, the V3, it has some differences. You cannot see it here, but the reflector is a bit different. The head is also a bit different. You cannot see it perfectly here, but there's a difference over there where they are united. But they also they both have a similar type of beam. This one is dimmer, of course. This is a bit stronger, but I will show it right away. And now I will show you how these compare to the 10440 version. So this is the GT Nano V1, GT Nano Pro, and the GT Nano V3 here on the left side. So a bit longer, less longer of course than this one. And this is how they look. You can also use a 3AA version cable that came with the original GT Nano if you wanted. So well, this cell is probably damaged, but you could use, I don't know what's going on, but well, you could use it in like this longer version. I'm not going to show it in this case, but you also have the possibility to use a longer cable. So let's put this aside and let's go to the user manuals. They are different. They are adapted to each flashlight. So on this side you have the GT Nano, and this is the GT Pro. And on the GT Nano, you can see that you have 1 lumen as Moonlight and 700 lumens as Turbo. And it decreases from the first minute and then lasts around 42 minutes after being used. This is an M1 LED. I believe this is the reference that they give to the Osram, but well, it's doubtful, but I believe it's an Osram LED. You have operating instructions. I will show it to you right away. And safety instructions as well. And this, the user interface, the user manual for the GT Nano Pro. It mentions here that it has 3 high-performance LED, but they are not disclosed which are the LEDs that are being used, and I didn't have the possibility to take this out. This is glued, the bezel here is glued, so you have to use something to provide grip and to rotate the bezel to access the LEDs. I know they are around 6,500K, so cool white, and that's the most I can tell you about this. Again, the Moonlight is 1 lumen, and the Turbo, it goes up to 1600 lumens, and then decreases to 450 lumens after 45 seconds. So of course this is for small bursts. You will not be using the GT Nano Pro on Turbo continuously, because these flashlights are small and they get really hot. So for small bursts they can be used, but not to be used intensively on Turbo. And then the rest you can see that is practically the same. And now I'll go to the user interface. And these 2 flashlights are different from the previous GT Nano that I'm not finding here. Okay, here it is. So GT Nano, the first version, it had Narsil. So it was like a configurable LED, configurable user interface. I'm going to turn off some of these lights. And this was like a really low mode, and then you clicked, turn them on again, then you continuous clicking and it ramped, and then you could double click, and then 1 2 3 click, and it did other things. So this was a different flashlight, eventually more for hobbyists or enthusiasts. Of course, this kind of firefly or very low moonlight cannot be accessed on these ones. It was something exclusively from the Narsil version, and I can show you the lowest one here, and you can see, sorry, just cleaning it up, and you can see already it is brighter, because, well, you can see here, so firefly on this side and moonlight here. So just to compare both, so this was a ramping UI. You clicked and you ramped up and you ramped down, and the GT Nano and GT Nano Pro are different types of lights. So the user interface is more like for regular users, because, well, you can do one thing. First of all, you can click and hold for Moonlight. Click and hold here, and then if you want to advance to the other modes like low, medium and high, you can just continuous clicking, low, mid, high, low, mid, high, and then if you turn it on one level, next time you click it, it will turn on that level, so it has memory. Unless, of course, that you turn it again on Moonlight, but if you turn off the flashlight, it will not memorize the Moonlight, so next time it will go again to high. So this is the same with the GT Nano Pro. So Moonlight here, and you can already see that the beams are different. Moonlight, and then you keep on clicking like low, mid, high, low, mid, high, and then this is the low. I turn it off, then I go to Moonlight, turns on a Moonlight, but if I turn off the Moonlight, next time it will go to the previous mode that I used. In this case it is low. For double clicks you have turbo, and for triple clicks 1 2 3 strobe, 1 2 3 1 2 3 strobe, after strobe 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 sorry 1 2 3 1 2, it goes to turbo if you do make a double click, and if you are on strobe 1 2 3 1 2 3, it goes to SOS, and again triple click 1 2 3, it goes to beacon mode, and if you go triple click once again, it goes to strobe 1 2 3 strobe. This is the same with the GT Nano, so 1 2 3 1 2 3 SOS, 1 2 3 beacon. Okay, now let's turn them on. This is the lowest, the last used mode. I'm going to put it on low, and this do the same with the GT Nano Pro. I'm going to put it on low. Okay, so here you can see that you have this small hole, and it means that when the flashlight is on, the switch is also on, but you can configure not when it's on but when it's off. So if you do 7 clicks from off, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, you can make the switch turn on while the flashlight is off. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and to deactivate it, because this consumes battery, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and it goes off. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 goes off. So besides access to Moonlight, to the last used mode, to turbo, to strobe and blinkies from off, you can also lock and unlock the flashlight. Right now it's unlocked, and now let's lock it. Like 4 clicks from off, 1 2 3 4, and you can use a momentary mode that is the lowest mode, and it is the same with GT Nano Pro. 1 2 3 4. So this is lowest mode, and to unlock it you go again 4 clicks from off, 1 2 3 4, and then the flashlight is on as it should. Notice that of course you cannot configure which is the mode, the momentary mode that you use when the flashlight is locked and off, so it's always the low mode. Some more stuff. These are rechargeable, so when the flashlight is charging, this is red, the switch is red, and when it's charged it will be green. So this is something that you might know or need to know. This is this is the same with the GT Nano Pro. So here both have the same modus operandi. And now just to show you the beams, because they are quite different from from the other. Let's put it on Moonlight here. Moonlight, trying to, okay, both are Moonlight, and you can see that this is the GT Nano Pro, the floody beam. This is the GT Nano. It has a very narrow beam. You have some artifacts here in the middle. I guess it's due to the reflector and the type of LED, of course, which this one is less prone to have. And now let's go. It's on the Moonlight. Low. Oops, sorry. Low. Medium. High. This is the GT Nano Pro, very floody. This is the GT Nano, very narrow. And then double click for turbo. And right now the flashlights are getting hotter. So I'm going to decrease it to high and then to low, because both flashlights are quite small for the amount of lumens they produce, so they get hot very instantly. I will also put here the GT Nano V1, so you can compare the three of them. The GT Nano and the GT Nano V3 are very similar, although there are some differences in the beam. So this is the GT Nano V3, this is the GT Nano 1, and here, this is funny because on far, this one looks more defined. This is the GT Nano. Oh, sorry. This one looks more defined when it's far away. Right now, it looks less defined. Okay, here. And of course, comparing the GT Nano Pro, it's obviously much more floody. I will also put here my frog V1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Which is something that I also use because it's one of these Lumintop flashlights. This is a single LED and with a TIR optic, and it also has a different kind of beam. This is just to show you how these flashlights that can be used both on a keychain and on a regular use as EDC flashlights look like and behave like. Floody beam, narrow beam, but what I like about both, it's the user interface. It is very similar to some interfaces that you already know from flashlights, like having direct access to Moonlight, to one of the 3 memorized modes, and to turbo and to blinkies, and being able to lock it by 4 clicks and still having a momentary mode to use. And I forgot to mention this, that while charging, the flashlight can be used in the Moonlight in low mode. So it is charging and it can be used. So something that you might need eventually. And it's pretty much it. I really like these. I'm waiting for the updated version of the Lumintop Frog, which is this tiny thing right here. This is the oldest one. It also has a Narsil user interface, but I'm waiting to receive the Lumintop Frog that comes with the same configuration of these. I just don't know which is the LED that it will be using, but believe me, it will be a fantastic EDC flashlight. Probably near perfection for me, eventually for some other users out there, because they are small, they pack a punch in terms of light, in terms of distance, they are versatile in terms of use. I can also show you that these flashlights can use the 10440 version and also the 1818 version. So here it is, the new GT Nano Pro, and also this one can be used as such. And I can also show you that they can use the smallest version here. So perfect for keychain with a more versatile, well, less configurable, but eventually more appetizing user interface for many people. And this is pretty much it that I wanted to show you. You have different things you can choose from, and I really hope that this helps you choosing them for you, for your use, for your kind of use. Versatile in terms of batteries, in terms of sizes. So it's pretty much a great small or really nano flashlight. And well, if you have some questions, leave them in the commentaries below, and let me know what you think about these flashlights, if you have them, or what you'd like to see on them, and share it with us. And it's pretty much it. You know the drill. Have a nice day, whenever it is.